Let's have a look into shortcuts in Microsoft Fabric. Fabric shortcuts allow you to connect data from different workspaces without copying them from one workspace to another workspace. You just create a shortcut and that references that data. This makes it super efficient and it also saves storage, of course. And if you wonder where can I create shortcuts, because that's also important, you can create shortcuts in a Fabric Lakehouse and also in a KQL, so the custom query language database. And I will show you how to create a shortcut in a Lakehouse and in a KQL database. So you see two different approaches of creating shortcuts because the buttons are at different places. So I think that's important to show. And I will do that in my Fabric environment. And as always, I'm creating this video together with Reize. He writes articles about, well, exactly what I'm talking about. So if you prefer reading and following it step by step with some screenshots, make sure to have a look at Reize's blog. I will put the link in the description. So here we are in my Microsoft Fabric workspace. This is my DP-700 workspace and you can already see a Lakehouse in there. And I want to create a shortcut from one of my sources. You click on your Lakehouse, you open it, and here we see some tables, but I want a table from another workspace. So how can I create the shortcut? I go to get data and then I can say new shortcut. And then Fabric provides me with some sources that I can choose from. So the internal sources, Microsoft OneLake, but there are also some external sources. I want Microsoft OneLake, and here we see the sources I can choose from. And now let's say I want to get a table that I have in my event house in the real-time analytics workspace. So it's a different workspace. I go to next and then I can open the tables that are available. And you see I have quite some tables available. Let's say I want the bikes table and I click next again. Then we see what I selected and there are some edit options, so I could give it a different name or throw it away if I selected something I didn't want to select. So for example, I also click on hopping window and then I think I don't want hopping window. Well, let's remove that. And now I can just create it. We see the table bikes is now here in my Lakehouse. If we click on it, you can see all the columns and we also see them in the preview. And now if I would like to modify anything there, I could just go on these three dots and for example, I could say manage shortcuts. And then you can give it a different name. Here we see the target location and all the other tables that are available there and the shortcut location. And we also see when it was last modified. So that's really easy to get that table into our Lakehouse here without copying it. And I will show you the KQL database because here in the Lakehouse, we get to the shortcut by clicking get data and then new shortcut. So I open a KQL database and now if I click on get data, I don't see the shortcut option. If you are in a KQL database, you actually go to new and there you have OneLake short. So also the name is different, but it is the shortcut. So we click there and then we see the same window that as we saw before. And now I could refer to any table in the other workspace, for example, the city. Let's go there, same options as before. And I click create and it is created. And then here we get a message. We didn't get that before. Shortcut creation completed. A total of 1 shortcuts were created successfully. I can say close, and here the shortcut is not with my tables, but it's in a folder shortcuts, and here we see it. And now if you wonder, oh, I created something, how can I delete it? You just click on the 3 dots and you can say delete shortcut and then it will be deleted. So you're deleting the shortcut, you're not deleting the original table, but it's just the shortcut. Now if we refresh this, we can see the shortcut has disappeared. So shortcuts, really easy to implement. They are at different locations, but you can use them in your Lakehouse and in your KQL database. And they are really efficient and they save you some storage. Have you used shortcuts before?